This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Boulder, Colorado. We are here at Element Bistro, brand new for 2016. They are providing fun, fresh, and delicious for the locals here in Boulder. I'm here with the managing partner, Eric. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. Quite honestly, you bring a quarter of a century to this industry. You have a lot of experience, not only as an owner, but as a chef, as a managing teams that put all this together. Share with me a little bit how you got involved with Element and how this got started.
Well, it's pretty interesting. It actually, the story goes back a long way. When I owned restaurants before, and I got out of it after going through a divorce, and I wanted to focus a little more of my time on raising my kids and making sure they had time with their dad and doing their sports and things like that. And so I decided to become a personal trainer. Well, I did that for about 10 years. When one of my clients approached me, and she's the owner of the hotel, the Hampton Inn over there, and they said they were doing a restaurant, but they had no idea, and she had heard I'd owned restaurants in the past, and would I help her? And at that time, I said, okay, I'll do some consulting for you, but I absolutely, positively am not going back in the restaurant business because life's good. Well, short end is, we know how that story ended, because here I am right now. And so, one thing led to another. They decided they did not want to do the restaurant. And I approached the gentleman who helped me put some of the numbers together, who owns a restaurant locally here, and asked him if he was interested. And, he said, yeah, I'll get back to you. And it was about 3 months later, and he came back to me 3 months later and he said he had an investor. And the investor was very excited about the project, and it looked like a great opportunity. The location was fantastic. They looked at a concept that I put together for it. When I did the consulting, the numbers were good, and they were ready to go. There was just one thing. They wanted me to do it with them, or they weren't going to do it. And so, it's about the same time my youngest son was getting ready to graduate from high school, so I was about done with raising my kids and making sure they were okay, and it just seemed the timing was perfect. So that's how this whole thing started,
That is a great story. I mean, kind of a roundabout way, but quite honestly, I would have to say, looking at you here, talking to the patrons, you are in your element. And that's perfect for this business, because that's the name of it right there. Yeah. Is that really what you're hoping that the patrons feel as well? A place that they feel is home?
I do. And, going through the training process, we quote the great sage and prophet Kahlil Gibran. And we say, love is work made visible. And that is one thing that we want all of our guests to feel from our staff, and we just want them to be coming from our staff to be coming from a place of passion. Even if you just want a job or you want to make some money and pay the bills, maybe this isn't the place for you. I mean, we want to bond, we want to become a family, and we want that feeling to radiate out to the guests and every guest that comes to the door.
Absolutely. When I look at the originating of a bistro, we're talking about things that started back in Europe. They were put together simple foods, basically. I see simple foods on the menu, but I see quite a bit more. I mean, you really have quite a few things on that menu to please almost anyone.
Yeah, we do. And we had to actually pare that menu down. That menu was probably twice the size as it is now when we first started, and we pared it down. We brought on a chef. First, my partner and I, we got together and we pared it down a little bit to see what would work. And then we brought the chef on, Charles James, and we kind of collaborated on some of the things, cut some things, and brought some of his things on, and kind of worked everything out and got on the same page with all the dishes that were part of the concept, and just kind of went from there and just tried to read what this area needed and give them that. And the other thing with that is we wanted to reach a lot of taste, but a lot of kind of financial constraints or budgets. It's like, so you can get a $36 filet mignon if you have a business deal, or you can get a $10 burger if you just want to take the kids out and get a quick bite to eat.
Something for everybody, absolutely. Let's start off first of all with some shareables, as you call them. Basically, we're talking about anything from calamari to sliders to something that I just tried a week ago that I never tried before, and that is shrimp grits. I mean, I was surprised how tasty those were. Are those popular here?
They are very popular, and our take is slightly different than the traditional shrimp and grits, because we have small grit cakes that are battered and then deep fried, and then the shrimp are served atop. There's 4 cakes and then 4 shrimp on top, and then that grit sauce is on the top. And so it's got a crispness to it that you normally won't find in a normal grit dish. So it's really nice and really a popular dish.
One of the things there I see is wild game sausage sampler. That sounds like something's very tasty. You've got mussels. You've got even crab on that appetizer list there. Really, you can get pretty filled up just on the appetizers.
You can. Yeah, and we call them shareables, so, people can come in, just order a bunch of those shareables, and they can fill up. And actually, we've booked a few larger parties for 40 or 50, where they'll order platters of just the shareables and just do a happy hour with heavy appetizer, and just fill up on that.
That is my idea of happy hour.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in front of you to go through. I've heard of starting out basically a meal with bread. You guys have a couple flatbreads there that are kind of unique. We've got a prosciutto as well as salmon flatbreads. Tell me about those.
Both. I'll just say that they're both wonderful. The salmon is actually my wife's favorite, smoked salmon with avocado crema and then a cucumber pico on the salmon one. And then the prosciutto one is a little more pungent flavored for people who like that. So it's got the blue cheese on it. The prosciutto has a nice pungent flavor to it, and then it's smoothed out and balanced with a little sweetness of the pears that are on there. The wine poached pears on there.
I held off eating before we came over here tonight because I seen that menu and I said, there's a few things on there we definitely have to try there. Yeah. Obviously, folks can have a salad on the side, or really even a salad as a meal. You can add any kind of meat you want right there. But no matter what, when it comes to ingredients, fresh is what you're all about.
Yeah, everything we get in fresh, and everything we're going through a lot. Like, we have sushi grade tuna that we use for our salad niçoise and our Asian salad. And then, we do a salmon available on the Caesar. With our fish and mussels. We're going through over 100 pounds of salmon a week, so nothing stays in house very long. Probably 80 or 90 pounds of the tuna, so we're turning things over fast.
People must love it if you go through that much of it. Obviously, like we said, the origination of a bistro was in Europe, but obviously bistros are alive and well here in America, and you really can't go into a bistro without having what you guys call a handheld burger or handheld sandwich. Tell me, what would you say is the favorite there on the menu for you?
Well, it's funny. It's hard to say which is the favorite because they all sell about equally. But I would say this. The burger is a burger. We have just a regular American burger that's a build your own. You can add your own toppings. But we also have the bison burger, which is a little bit more unique with blue cheese, barbecue sauce, and caramelized onion. And then we have the element, which is a blend of wild game meats with the antelope, bison, buffalo, and elk in that burger. So that's a really unique burger. You really want to have it medium rare to rare just so it stays moist and juicy because those meats are all so lean. And then we put a little truffle butter and wild mushrooms on that, and it just sets it off.
What I love about a place like this is it's nice because the patrons, it's very hard for them to pick a favorite. We're talking about bison, chicken, tuna, portobello. Those are quite a few different things you can come in and try and really pick out a favorite that way.
Yeah. People ask me, what's your favorite dish? And, as one of the owners, it's like, and I had a big hand in the creation of the menu. So it's like, and I have to tell them, it's like saying, who's your favorite kid, and your kids are standing right in front of you. You can't. It's just what you're in the mood for, and what you want that particular evening. Because everything we do a spectacular job, I think, and that's been the reviews once we got our legs under us and got our systems down and started executing the way we wanted to execute. Everything's coming out of the kitchen beautifully.
I love to see when the owners and the workers are as passionate about what they're putting on the plate as the people that are eating them, and that's definitely coming through right now. As we move into the entrees, or what you guys call the basic elements, we're talking about New York strip, filet mignon, even salmon, as you talked about. This is just top of the line stuff we're talking now.
Yeah, top of the line stuff. Again, it's like without going into taste, all of our meats are great. They're upper 2/3 choice, which is the high end of choice. So it's almost prime meat, but it's at choice meat prices. The most popular of the meats has been the steak frites, though. It's just, we sell so many of those because it's really a great cut of meat. People like that cut of meat, and the value is there the way it's priced at $19. And then the other thing that sells really well and people really enjoy is the salmon with the risotto, and it's topped with a little arugula tossed in white balsamic with a balsamic glaze on the plate, and it's really a beautiful dish, and it is delicious.
You had mentioned before one of your wife's favorites. Obviously, you have many favorites that change by the week. I would have to say that even your kids probably have found something here. I know if my kids looked at the menu, mac and cheese is always something big. Yet if I look at lobster mac and cheese, I'd have to say that sounds like an adult entree to me.
Yeah. The biggest response to the macaroni and cheese is just, when people just take that first bite. And that's all I can articulate on that.
I'm going to have to try that. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, you can take a look at the team that brings this to you here. Many years of experience, basically a lot of passion out there as well. You can also see their menu. Download it right there. Take a look at everything they've got. This is a menu that really was pared down to just bring you the absolute best that Boulder has. A great location, easy access right here, plenty of parking outside there as well. Check them out on Facebook. They'll keep you apprised basically of not only the food that's going on here, but also of a lot of the fun that's happening as well. I mean, when I took a look around here, we're talking about delicious and fresh, but this is fun. This looks like an adult playhouse up here to me. I mean, quite honestly, I see games here. I see bean bags. Is this a place that people walk in and just look around and big smile?
Well, this is the adult playground right here, and you see the umbrellas, you see the bean bags with little cocktail tables. We have TVs coming. We're going to do movie nights. We may do a Game of Thrones night later on in the spring. We can play games, and we also do private functions in this area as well. So it works out well for a lot of things right here.
Speaking of adult playground, obviously we can't go without mentioning this is a full-on bar. I'm talking about a full-on bar, 30 feet of bar that people are able to enjoy here. Share with me some of the, we're talking beer, talking cocktails, all the above.
Yeah, we have a lot of local craft beers. We have 15 on draft right now. We have quite a few. We have quite an extensive wine list as well. Lots of specialty cocktails. We run happy hours Monday through Friday from 4 to 6, and we do happy hours all day on Saturday and Sunday. So if people want to come in and watch the game, watch their favorite team, they can come in and join us for that.
I love it because you've got a nice little area over there where fire pits there, a nice little getaway for a tabletop of 2. Yet, I mean, this is a facility that can hold quite a bit. We're talking pretty much a banquet here if people needed that as far as catering and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have this banquet area. We did a party for 80 rehearsal dinner in late August, and we have a banquet room downstairs that seats about 110 for a sit-down dinner. A little bit more than that if it's just a conference where people are sitting for a training. We can do it probably up to about 140 or 150.
That is wonderful. Let me ask you this, Erica. I'm going to leave you with this. Basically, like I said before, I made the assumption that you are in your element. Life pulled you back in to something that obviously you're very good at. Your family, your kids, are they happy with the choice you made, and has this been rewarding for you?
They are. My sons are, they're all out of the house, but they come and join us, and they love the food as well. My wife, she missed my first round. My current wife missed my first round in the restaurant business, and she was really excited about this, and she still is. But she misses me a little bit because I'm not as home as much. Because I'm committed, and I told her from the very beginning, if we do this, we're all in, and I just have to be that way. So she's very understanding and supportive of that. And Trudy, I love you, and that's how it goes. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their menu. You're going to see basically their website is there as well. And quite honestly, when you walk in here, you're going to understand that basically not only is the owner, partner here all in, but are so all the workers to make sure that you have a place where you can enjoy something as far as fun, fresh, and delicious. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.